Welcome back. Do you find yourself getting a little snappy in the mornings or in the evenings?
Do you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Snappy.
Don't call me snappy.
Snappy.
Maybe it's before dinner. It could be because you're hangry, David.
Hangry.
I'll give you hangry. A new study out of Austria has confirmed the link between hunger levels and anger, and we finally feel seen.
Yeah, for more on this, we're joined by nutritionist Lindy Cohen. Lindy, finally, we feel validated. Tell us about this study.
Yeah, thank goodness. I mean, we've all had this inkling that we know we get really a bit angry, aggressive, irritable when we don't have enough food. This study proves it. 64 people ranked their hunger and their anger scores for 21 days, and the results came out saying, yes, hangry is a thing. That's why we have an entire word dedicated to the phenomenon.
Yes, thank you to the Urban Dictionary for acknowledging it. How do we avoid getting hangry without overeating?
Yeah, okay. So I guess one of the biggest strategies we have is something called the hunger scale. So think about your hunger like a petrol tank, right? So we have 0 to 10. 10 is when you are too empty. You don't have enough energy. You're ravenously full. A lot of people let themselves get to this point of being ravenously full. When you start eating and you are this hungry, you end up getting too full. You go right into the other extreme where you end up overeating, and that's not good either. Many of us end up also eating when we're peckish, which is in the middle of the hunger scale.
That's right.
Because we're like, well, I don't want to get hungry. I'm scared of the angry side of me revealing itself. What we want to try and do is let ourselves get a bit hungry and then get comfortably full. And so we're not swinging from one extreme to the other.
Okay, so apart from being cranky, what are the other side effects of being hangry?
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. It's
Divorce.
A lower sex drive.
I'm sure there's research that backs that up, but it's low concentration. I mean, we know the low mood thing, low energy. You're probably going to have low blood sugar levels as well if you're waiting too long before your next meal. And as I said, the overeating thing happens as well. A lot of people do this thing where you get home after a busy day at work and they faceplant into the kitchen and suddenly you feel like you can't stop eating. If that's you, you might need to try something called a pre-commute snack. So before you leave the office, before you leave school, have something to eat in the car before you get there. So by the time you arrive home, you don't want to eat everything in the
Pre-snack snack.
I get home and stick my head into a bag of corn chips and then it's all over.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, nothing. Kids are a little more likely to vent their frustrations without food too, so it applies to them. You have a child.
Billy's a rager.
I was going to name him, but there you go.
I'll shame him.
How can you deal with kids and hangriness?
Yeah, okay, cool. So like adults, kids are going to have a time during the day where they are typically getting really hungry. So let's predict those times, typically after school. So you might go, all right, let's do kids pick up and let's make sure we've got those snacks ready to go so we're avoiding that hangry experience. We want to talk to our kids about what does hungry feel like. So sometimes if they're getting angry, we could explain this happens when you don't eat food and you always feel better after you've eaten something. So helping them identify what hungry feels like. And of course, I have this thing that I do. I keep a few snacks in the glove box of my car. This is for my son. This is also for my husband, right? If one of us is getting a little bit angry, we'll just quietly pass a muesli bar to the other person and all is better.
What about salty junk food? That tastes good when you're hungry. Should I be eating those?
Yeah, okay, so...
Good question.
Rather not. What we're looking for is those low GI, slow-burning carbohydrates and...
Whatevs.
Crazy time. And
Not
also
my chips.
adding in that protein and the fat, creating that whole meal is going to help the slow burn and keep you feeling full for longer. So let's swap our white toast and jam for avo on toast or porridge. Some white rice sushi. Try a burrito bowl. It's got those whole grains in it. You've got some wholemeal toast here with some peanut butter. I actually think that's a pretty great option. You've got those healthy fats, the wholemeal with the fibre. Enjoy. I wouldn't want you getting hangry on set, so I'm really
Trust me,
doing this.
you don't. No.
Thank goodness.
I hulk out, except without the muscles.
It turns green, like the
and then I fall asleep.
They're crazy.
It's wild.
I sleep for 20 minutes.
Thank you, Lindy.
Thanks, Lindy.
Don't stick around to see that.